Hey guys, this is just a quick video that I want to do for some folks that were asking about my bunny rabbit that I showed in one of my videos. I actually sent the other one to a friend, so I only have this one left. And I'm not going to actually sew it for you because I just want to show you how easy it was to do this. So what I did was I used this remnant that I found of this Minky. I think that's what it's called. And you can see it's got these like swirls in it and it's really soft. And then the other side is this pattern here. I don't believe that this frays. So when you cut it, you have to cut it. Well, I used this quilting ruler, this square. And this measures 7 by 7 inches with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. So the square itself ends up being 7.5. No, that's not right. 6 3/4. That is just so weird. So if you were to, I just traced around this with my where's my rotary cutter, and I used my mat. So I would get a square. There's no reason for you to get all complicated with this because it shouldn't be. So when you cut it out, you'll have a square of the fabric, and I'm just going to show this to you on a piece of scrap paper that I had. And I found, this is not my original idea. I found this on Pinterest, searching for projects that are rabbits. So if this is your piece of fabric, all you're going to do is do a straight stitch, and you start at this edge here, right? I put a dot right there. And I use this fabric, not this fabric, this clear, it's for beading wire. And then I use a needle like this. You don't have to use this kind of needle. I just find it easier for me to string it through this needle that is huge eye. This is used for beading, and it's really long. So you can see it's very thin wire. What do they call this? Illusion cord monofilament. And this is a 0.010 inch 6-pound break. So you can actually pull this and probably it will not break when you're sewing, because you're going to do that. So what I'm going to do is show you how the pattern that you sew. So these dotted lines are your pattern that you're going to sew it in, and it's basically a triangle. So you're basically going to sew it in from this direction as a triangle like this, right? So this would be the center line of your square on one side, and you're just going to sew it in one continuous long line. When you get to this point, you're going to pull it together. You're going to pull the cord. So what that does when you pull the cord is it forms the head, and the two triangles here at the top form the ears. They will naturally start to go up like this. Now if you want them pointing a certain direction, you want to turn them and then sew them in place. But one thing to remember is you're not done sewing yet, because you form the head. You want to stuff some filler, some polyfill in here into the head, and then you will have to sew the body shut. So your needle will be right around here once you've pulled it. And do not make a knot in it at this point. Just pull it tight and then start sewing these two pieces together, because these will be separated. It'll be one long, barrel looking piece. You will sew down this end and then also down this side. So it will look like a rectangle. And then what you're going to do is before you get to the end, stuff some more polyfill in here. Now I used pinto beans as well, so that there would be a weight, and I could actually sit the bunny up on its rear end, or I could lay it like this if I arranged the beans inside. So that's what I did to sew up the back end. And then what you're going to do is you'll end up at the end right here. What you want to do is you want a rounded back end, right? So you're going to go back up and pull that thread up through here. You can sew the tail on at this point, and then you want to go through the through the back here and sew that same string up into the neck and then pull it. So what that's going to do is pull this back end closer to the center of the body, and you'll get this little cute little butt end for the tail and everything. Make sure you position your tail in the place that you would want it. I just went through the tail to sew it on. I went all the way through the tail, and you can see there's a little pucker right there, and then back again through. Again, with my long needle, I'm able to do that. I'm able to feed it through, so that's the reason why I like it. When you get to this point, you can then sew a loop and tie and cut it off if that's what you want to do. I think I did that and then tied a knot, and then I proceeded to go through the head with the pin and sewed the buttons on individually. I sewed the button because my buttons have a little shank on the back. I sewed it through the head to the place I wanted the eye to be, put the button on, thread it onto the needle, and then back through the head into this side here. So the two eyes are actually hooked together. If I pulled one, the other one will move. You see that? And then the same with the nose. After I finished the eye, I went to the nose and did the same thing, and then just pulled it back through to the back part here, because that allows me to also make this little nose kind of squishy. So that's all I did. It wasn't a difficult thing. It probably took me half an hour maybe to kind of thread it all through and get the ears where you want it to. Now, I have not tried this with regular fabric. Simply because I know it's going to fray around the ears, and also because regular fabric doesn't have necessarily a nice side to it, so you're going to see the inside of the Minky, which is smoother, and it's not going to fray, and that's why I did it with Minky anyway. And so this is the pattern that once you cut the square out, you're going to sew this triangle shape here. And it should be, you want it to be more towards the center, this line right here. I tried it where this line was more towards the front, so the head would be kind of smaller and the butt would be, the back end would be a little larger. That didn't work out as nice. I like the way it turned out the first time I did it. So anyway, that's just how I did it. And if you have any questions on this, like I said, I found this on Pinterest as an idea, and thought it would be just a quick, cute thing to sew for somebody. So that's all, and thanks for watching. Bye now.